Hello everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and welcome back to my channel. We are again on week 38 of the Margarete Miller collage challenge, and the hashtag is 2025CWP38. And let's go over what we need. First, we need an image of water, something that represents a song or a band, a landmark, an organic shape, a key, and a neutral color. So what I have as my background is something that represents a song. And so I've got music paper, and it's got the song lyrics on there. So that's my representation of a song. An image of water. I have this is PET washi kind of tape, and this image right here, I don't know if you can tell, you're looking off it looks like it's like you're looking off the end of a aircraft carrier, and it's in the water. So the water is, let me get my here, this will do. The water is back here, and this is the aircraft carrier deck. So that's my image of water. That's going to go something like that. And then a landmark. I have the Seattle Space Needle as my landmark, and I've got to cut out these blue spaces in the middle there. My organic shape is a plant, and I have a key, and the neutral color is the background of the music paper. It's a neutral color. So let me get my, let's do this first. We're gonna cut out the middle of this part here. Right in here. Oops. And I can't see it good when it's that far up. And so, I'm not doing as good a job as I normally would, because I can't see it. So, I can't find, I still don't know where my little scissors are, so I'm using these, which are cuticle scissors, which doesn't do as well because of this is a little too curved. I don't think I did that right, did I? Oh, shoot. Okay, it's okay. It'll be all right. Okay. I shouldn't have pulled that, but it's okay. It is okay. It's just a collage. Cannot see this good where it is. So I'm being very quiet because I'm trying to concentrate on cutting this and cutting it correctly. And I did not get that cut very well right there. I'll have to go over that again. And I'm going to turn it this way and see if I can, I don't know. Let me get my Tim Holtz scissors. Those seem to work fairly well. Not as good as as my little black scissors did, but they're pretty good. on, come on. Get in there, scissors. Okay. Now, I didn't, if you can see, I didn't really get all the blue out of that right there, but is that going to matter? And if it's not going to matter, I'm not going to let it matter. Yeah, I need to get that out. So we'll just do it with the scissors here, like this. If you can see me, I don't know. I gotta be able to see myself. That's the hard part of doing a video, is some things have got to be closer to you than the camera will allow. Okay, that's better. Okay, now, here, I always lose these little things. If I don't put it right back on, I will lose it. Okay, so we'll take that away. And this is going to go right like that. Right along there. I'm going to go ahead and put that down because, well, maybe I need to scoot along this side over here a little bit too. So I did not try with these. No, I'm not. Okay. Oh, and I left a little bit right here too that doesn't belong. Right there. This was on a, this came from a brochure. I've actually been to this landmark. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to worry about it. Well, maybe. Sometimes I'm a little too picky. But this is also not cut straight right there. I can't get it. I would get it from this side, but then I can't see what I'm doing. Hold on, I gotta move it over here so I can see. So give me a second. Okay, there we go. That'll do it. Okay, now, it's gonna go right here. Move that up so you can see it. So this is my landmark. As always, like I usually do, is I have the background paper on there already. I'm just putting glue on this. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, nothing exciting. Just putting glue on the piece. Like I said, this came from a brochure, and it was a beautiful picture of the Space Needle on a blue, midnight blue. Well, it wasn't midnight blue. It was kind of a royal blue background. It was really pretty, but I couldn't use that in the image or the music show up. So give me a tissue. So I had to cut out the blue, but that's okay. I can still look good. And as always, it's a little bumpy, but okay. It'll work out in the end. Let me use my bone folder. Those little bits, little, you know, the little wrinkles or the little whatever it is that won't show after it's dry. Let me just cut this off. I know I'm not in camera, but I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing here. Okay, there we go. Space Needle. in Seattle. Okay, and then this is going to go right along here as far as it can go up. And that's going to go right along there. My plant is going to go right up here at the bottom. Let's see, how can I do that? Yeah, about like that's how that's going to go. Okay. So this is a peel and stick thingy. Well, if I can get it to peel, yeah, I can feel it. So I know it's right there. There we go. Now, I don't know how see-through this might be. Let me get some tweezers that I can hold the end of this with, like this. And so I can get it on here like I want it. I think that'll do. I think that'll do. So we'll stick that down. Just like that. Let me pull you, I'm going to back you up just a little bit. There. Okay, now we're going to cut that off. Like that. And this off. Like that. And there we go. So we have our image of water is right here. I think that's the only one that's water. They're tiny, but then you see there is a building, tall, multi-storied, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 stories right there. So that goes there, and then this is going to go right here. Right along there. This is a sticker from the Antiquarian sticker book. And I stick it on, this is a thin book page. I like to stick the stickers on the book page so then I can maneuver them better and get them placed more accurately. What did I do with my glue? Oh, there it is. And I didn't put the lid on it, so that's not good. So we're going to put the plant down here, which is, in my opinion, an organic shape. Because they're all different. And they're not, it's not a repeating pattern. Some plants are repeating patterns. This one is not. I sort of made this one up myself, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to let that just go right along there. And just like that. And I'll cut this little piece off. Right here. Okay, and there's that. And then we gotta put the key. And it's gonna go right here. And I was debating, it's actually a real key. It's a real key. And it has the number 2387. I don't know if you can see it right there. It says 2387. So that is, use this to point, this hotel or this building I'm calling a hotel, and that's where I'm staying. And I'm in room 2387, so that's my room key. So I'm here on a trip, as you can see. Well, as you could guess. I'm on vacation. That needs to go up there enough so you can see the water in there. And this is some film that I've taken, some pictures I've taken, and we've been to see the Space Needle in Washington, D.C. And the plant is there because I needed something organic. Now, what I thought about doing is also adding something like that. That would be like the hotel name or whatever. So let me show you what I thought I might do. So we have in my Tim Holtz stamps the Eccentric collection. It has this that says finest in the world. And I thought I'd use that to stamp on something. I don't know yet exactly what, because I don't know, do I want it to be brown or do I want it to be, my husband just came in the door, I was letting him know I was filming, or do I want it to be cream colored, or do I want it to be brown? Let's do a couple of them and see what we think, because I don't really know what color I want to do, or if I want to do this at all. I'm not absolutely positive I do. So let's just try it and see what I think. Let's put this on here. And we'll do black. I've got a mess going on over here on the side. Using archival ink. And what made me think of this, I'm going to do it over here and then I'll cut around it. So it'll be smaller. What made me think of this is when we were in Washington State, we also had, well, we had left Washington State is where we caught a ship to go see Alaska. And we also, afterwards, I'm going to do it kind of at an angle. We also went, after we got back, and was, back in Washington State, we rented a car and drove to Oregon. See, that's going to be kind of big. I don't think I can do that. Not that big. It's going to need to be as little as this. Shoo. I don't think. Well, I can do that. Let's do that. I need to do it on something though, because it'll go over just a little bit. I can just do the finest and we'll see if I like that. This whole thing won't fit on the circle. I'm going to put it back here so you can see it. It won't fit. The whole thing won't fit on the circle. So I need to wipe off. Make sure there's no more ink on this, and I'll probably put a little piece of tape there. Let me do that. Because I don't want anything beyond finest. I'm just going to stamp finest on there. I think it'll fit. So I hope nothing else will stick or stamp. Okay, so we're going to try stamping finest on here, just like that. Okay, that works. See, that worked. Okay, so now let's see if I want that. Don't know that I do, but maybe. it might just be too big, so I can't do anything but put the key on there. And I need to punch a little hole. So I've got this little hole punch that is the perfect size for the smallest eyelet. Not the very, very smallest you can get, but a small one. And I need to make a pencil mark because I can't tell where I'm doing it when I have that in there. So I want it like right there. And I'll have to move it over here so I can see. Sorry. I can't see that. So let's dip it in ink. I have the worst eyesight these days. It's really sad. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, so I have the hole punched. And then I don't really want to use a chain. I could, but it's hard for me to maneuver those things. So I thought I might just do some thin cord like this. Something like this. And just tie it. So what do you think? Should I do that? Or should I just put the key on here and not do that? Just put the key like that. Anyway, the reason I was telling you that I thought about doing this is because when we were in Oregon, we went from Portland to the coast, and then up the coast, back into Washington, and then back to Seattle. And when we stayed at a lot of little towns in Oregon on the way to the coast. So each night we'd stop at a little hotel, and one of them, I think it was the first one we stopped at, I don't know what little town it was in, but it was a regular key. It was not a digital key. It was a regular key with the little plastic identification thing on it that told you what motel it was. And I was just like, oh my, that's so cute, because you don't ever see that anymore. And I just thought it was kind of cool. So do I need to? Nah, I don't think I will. I can do it later if I want to. But I just don't know if that really enhances it enough to make that be something I want to do. Because I would do a cord kind of like this, you know, tie it on. Be kind of like that across there. Meh. I'm not going to do that right now. I am going to put it at an angle that if I wanted to do that, I could go back and do that. But I don't want to do it right now. I don't think I want to do that. But anyway, this still can be the hotel key. So I'm going to glue this down. Now, I'm using art glitter glue for this. I know this is metal. I have never had a problem with art glitter glue holding down anything that I have ever glued on anything. Now, that doesn't mean it won't fail me at some point in time, but so far I've had really good luck with it. So I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to clip it. And then that'll give it a moment to dry. I probably should have not put quite so much glue because it's going to seep out a little bit. Not much. I didn't put too much in there. It seeped out more in the middle, which I need to get a Q-tip. Pull that out. I love these. This is Cotton Eve makeup cotton tips, and they're pointed at one end. So they're pointed at one end, and then they're like a flat Q-tip at the other end. These work great for getting into the small little areas. Like that. I love, these are great for different things that you might need to use them for. Get out of my way. My desk is covered up with stuff, so I don't have much of a work surface here today, so I'm like running into everything else that's on here. It's kind of annoying, but it is what it is because I'm working on a journal. And okay, that's on there. So we'll have to let that dry. I'll use those two things somewhere else some other time. I have a whole little pile of things that I use. I need to get my frayed burlap, which, by the way, when I re-inked my frayed burlap, you know, it wasn't the right color. It wasn't the same color. It was more like that, the edge of this. And I'm going, what is going on? Well, it finally soaked in enough that it basically is the right color now. So we're going to ink around this just a touch, like I've been doing all along. Basically, this is to color the edge of the coaster more than the paper, actually. But it does give it a little bit of an outline, which I like that. And so that is this collage for this week. So let's go over the prompts, make sure that everything is there. I'll pull you back in just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now let's go over the prompts. So we needed an image of water, and right here is whoever took this, if this was a real picture, was standing on the deck of an aircraft carrier, taking a picture down the deck. So the water is right out here, is the water. So that's my image of water. Then we need something that represents a song that is in the background. It even still has some lyrics in there for a song. A landmark is the Space Needle. An organic shape is this plant right there. This plant is organic shape. We have a key, which is the key to my hotel room, which is right there. And the neutral color is the background of the music paper. So that is my collage for this week. And I'm going to move you up just a little bit. There we go. And so that's what I have. Let me know what you think. I like it. I think it turned out cute. The key, I wish I didn't have to do a key, but, you know, I like to try to do everything. So, and the key it works as a hotel key. I wish I could have made that whole chain. I might could have turned the key the other way and made this thing be down here. Too late now. What did I do with the thing? I was going to see how that might look. I shoved it off to one side and I can't find it. Because I wasn't going to use it, so I can't find it. But it was about this size. Let's try this. So if I had turned it around, I could have done this over here. Still would have covered up that. And I needed to let that show if I could. But, so this is sort of a travel theme. I think last week's was kind of a travel theme too. So this is sort of a travel theme. And on vacation in Washington State. And taking pictures and went to the Space Needle, and there you go. So that is my collage for this week. Hashtag 2025 CWP38. Oh, there they are. See, I could have turned the key the other way. Didn't think about that. And this could have come down here, but could have let it come across here more. Anyway, I think that would have been too big. So anyway, so that's my collage for this week. Thank you for coming. If you have not subscribed, consider doing so. I would appreciate it very much. If you have been subscribed and have been watching my videos, thank you for coming back. I hope to see you again. And if you've just found me, I hope that I will see you in the next video. So bye for now, and we'll see you later. Bye.